Doing fantastic. What do you got for me today?
This is just literally the last game I played. Just climbed back to platinum for the season, and I thought I played pretty well here, but curious if there's any take you may have on what I
Fantastic.
could have done better.
Love it. Let's break it down.
I- The
So
game felt hard,
it was a
even
hard
though
game.
maybe it wasn't. Well, I don't actually think it ended up being hard, but it felt hard in my brain for whatever reason during the game.
Okay. Any specifics that you want me to take a look at, or just more general
Just
overview?
general laning, and then yeah, I don't know. I felt like they were going to outscale, and we should push the pace, but
Mm.
maybe I was wrong there. We ended up winning, so it was all good. But
Let's take a look. So you got Jin, Vigar, Kane, Yone. Well, scaling wise, it's pretty even, I'd say. Both teams have the tools to scale and win. So we're gonna see how it actually plays out in the game. All right. So what was your plan into Vagar?
um, just farm and harass.
Okay, love it. Very simple, very effective. We play with First Strike Victor, which means that we just want to start trading whenever we have our first strike up. We're basically playing for gold income in this lane.
Yep.
And what I would be specifically doing on Victor right now is I would try to find windows in which that I can harass Vagar while he's occupied doing something else and therefore cannot harass Beanbag. So what are specific windows is when we have a minion advantage and he needs to last it. So for example, right now, what I would do is I would kill this creep, not hit these creeps, and wait for any one of these two creeps to die, and then Q him to proc our first strike, proc our mana flip, and to get a little bit of poke off.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but he also had first strike, so I was like trying to. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I could have done it earlier.
That's all right. We're just going to be looking at these windows, right? So for example, onto this minion right here, he needs to last it. Perfect job. Well done. Awesome. Going to be CSing a little bit. I like that we up the auto attacks. Okay. So what was your mindset with this E?
I thought I was gonna try to hit him as well,
Okay.
but he baited it.
Okay. Let's take a look. So personally, what I would have done here is I would have just held my E until he needs to be last hitting this creep. And that's when I would throw it.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure.
Okay. Maybe we can contest him onto this one. So I would specifically contest him on this creep here. So I think we
Got it.
missed the
Yeah.
timing a bit.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't contest the minions at all, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to hit him
Yeah, it seems like
without
we get a little bit
minions.
cocky.
I think this is like my third Victor game in a row, and I have been winning, so maybe I was a little bit cocky.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like we get a little bit complacent. Okay. We're playing versus a Kane. So versus Kane, I would actually love a pushing wave state into the Vagar. Do you know why?
No.
So let's get a little bit more detailed, right? Let's explain the holistic picture. So what we're going to be seeing is in a mage versus mage matchup, we want to create windows. So trading goes all about window creation when it comes in these mage versus mage matchups. And having the push in a mage versus mage matchup is going to give you more windows to trade. To specify, right? In these matchups, we're basically playing with skill shots. The easiest time to land skill shots, for example, Victor E, Vigar Q,
Oh, yeah.
Oriana Q, is when the enemies are last hitting, because they're standing still and they're using their auto attack animation. So we're going to be using those windows that we can create by having the push to actually land our abilities on top of him and make it hard for him to trade back onto us because he's so focused onto the minions.
Now, are you saying because versus a Kane jungle because he's not gonna gank as often, like he's farming consistently, or what did you mean by that?
Yeah, Kane has very low threat. If Kane ganks, we just walk away.
Got it.
So if we're playing versus Kane, what I would do is I would actually keep my ward. After wave 2, I would actually chuck in topside because it seems like Lia's clearing bot to top. I would ward right here in the river and I would be leaning topside and we would be eternally safe for all ganks against the Kane.
Got it. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to word there. I think that was just a misclick.
Okay, right. So to give a little bit more context on what we just explained here, if you are the Veigar, what you can do is give her, this is Victor, this is Veigar with this wave state. What we can do is we can contest Veigar onto this minion then. Because it's dropping
Yeah,
low.
for sure.
Okay. See some fighting. Should be good. Nice. That's big. That's a double buff. Plus passive stacks. Wow. Unbelievable. We are out of control. Nice CSing. Okay. So we're getting ganked by the Kane here. As you can see, it doesn't do that much.
Yeah.
So to be a little bit more specific, I think we could lean a little bit better towards the top side to give us a little bit easier of an escape path from this Kane. So we got a little bit less damage off. But in the end, it doesn't really matter because he doesn't really threaten us anyway. It's a beautiful little reset. We walk back. Sure. Let's try to keep the wave on our side right here. We hold it. Nice wave management, dude. Well done. Thin it out some more. Beautiful. Veigar TPs. Okay. So I think it's fine to trade with him, but I don't think we can walk up and Q. So I think an E is great onto this minion, but look at the rest. You're in a minion disadvantage. So after that E, you need to back off.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
we get pretty lucky here. Okay.
Yeah, it was a bad series here for sure. I thought he was gonna ult me, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of happening because of the wave state, right?
Alright.
Wow, he actually kills us. Okay. It's a pretty unfortunate death. So I think what we're seeing so far in this lane is the main thing that we're kind of struggling with is just the trading fundamental. I think the other stuff was pretty good. I think the reset was decent. I think the wave management was pretty decent. Of course, it could be a little bit better with wave state hypothesis, but overall, you held the wave beautifully. You denied him a few creeps. That was great stuff. Wow. That's kind of shitty that this guy takes our wave.
I know, I thought the same thing. I don't think he knew I was gonna TP or something.
That's all right. Nice E. So what's going through your mind right now?
I don't recall. I think I was trying to get the plate. It was like one hit, but I just couldn't get it. I should have maybe just went to dragon or something.
Okay. If we look at Victor, like specifics, right? What does Victor want to do at this point in the game?
Just farm, yeah?
We got our E upgrade, which means that we
Yeah.
got insane wave control right now. If I'm Victor in this spot, what do I want to do? I want to use this power that we have over this Veigar to get lane control, which means control over the trades, control over the lane, over the waves. And I want to use that lane control to translate this lead that we have in the lane into different parts of the map. Usually, that's the side where your jungle's on. In this particular case, I would hardshot this, try to maybe look for high value E on top of the Veigar, hover down into the dragon, and then we're going to be turning back to mid. Then we're going to be slow pushing, looking for E's onto the Veigar. Probably going to be playing towards top side because our Lilia is going to be clearing towards top. So really, it dictates on what your jungle is doing. Okay, slight mistime again on the E.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna keep walking.
That's okay. We got already some pretty good stuff to work on with the E usage and the ability timing. We're getting a little bit too close to the Veigar here. We want to
Yeah,
mainly be playing on our own E range advantage. Good kill. But Lilia dies. Okay, so I think the fact that our team loses this skirmish is fully on us, actually. I think this is fully on
yeah,
us.
yeah, he was definitely there first.
Exactly. So what do you think we should do specifically here?
Shove the wave. Play around Lilia. Tether better.
That's right. Those are a few very good points. So first of all, what do I want to do as Victor? Is I want to try to get a nice E on top of this wave right here because our Lilia is now towards top side, and we want to
Yeah.
get vision out on top side, specifically in this bush. So I would want to nuke this wave. Use my wave clear advantage to nuke the wave. Of course, we gotta tether a little bit better, but most importantly is we need to use this E to hit the minions and try to get the push and lean top side. This is where we gotta stand top side because that's where the action is gonna happen. And because we lose wave control and because we don't stand properly towards top side, Veigar actually gets free access through the mid lane bush.
Yep. I agree.
Okay. Finally get the plate. We stay a little bit longer in lane.
Yeah, I felt like, I don't know. Would you have reset there? I felt like I had enough mana to stay one more and then get the full item.
I think it's preference that in that aspect. If you want the full item, feel free to stay
Doesn't
for the full
matter.
item. Exactly. That's completely fine.
Well, earlier on in my journey, my resets were awful, so I always try to look at that.
The goal. Or what do you mean?
Just earlier on, I joined MLA a long time ago, so
Mm-hmm.
some of my earlier reviews, like my resets were just terrible. So I always
Okay.
pay attention to that is all I'm saying.
I think you're doing a great job so far, dude. Both resets that you have were amazing. Okay, nice E. Nice positioning in the lane. And he's dead. Huge kill. Do some more pushing. Getting another plate. Okay, I think that's fine. So what's next?
Um, I don't know. I think reset for boots or another stay and farm. Looks like bots resetting. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I would want to do here.
Hmm. Good question. So, specifically as Victor, how do we win games on Victor?
Uh, Scale.
Okay, what are we scaling for?
I don't know. Items?
That's definitely true. And
Experience?
okay,
What do you mean?
those are good points. Those are good points. And what do we use those items for?
Yeah, CS, right? Killing creeps, doing damage.
Okay, so where do we want to deal damage?
Uh, I don't on the champs. I don't know.
That's right. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions, dude. um. So what is how does Victor like to fight?
Like front to back.
You know it exactly. Where?
What do you mean where?
Any specific areas of the map where Victor likes to fight?
Mm, I don't know. Around objectives.
Spot on. So front to back around objectives. Why
So
around
you're,
objectives? If you don't know, I'll help you from this point.
why around objectives? I think obviously it accelerates the game state.
Mm-hmm.
He's a control mage, right? He can help facilitate the objectives by blocking out some entries and things
There we
like that.
fucking go. That's what I want to hear. Exactly. You know it. Very good stuff. So to give you a little bit more context, right? If we're gonna be playing around the dragon, what's very important for a control mage like Victor to do is he wants to be first. Because if he's
Yeah,
first, he can let the enemies come into him, and he can then use these choke points to make it very hard for the enemies to enter.
for
That's it.
sure.
That's exactly what we need playing for. So, what I would be looking at to do at this point in the game is okay, recognize. Wow, we press tab, top's doing fine,
Reset, yeah.
bot's doing fine, jungle's annihilating this cane, dragon's coming up on 112. Beautiful. We already got one. Let's play for Dragon Soul win condition.
Definitely, yeah. Makes sense. I feel like I don't know, autopilot a bit too much or something.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. So I would hard shove this wave into a reset because I want to be as strong as possible for the upcoming dragon fight. And then try to play that. So we reset anyway. We TP back. It would be fantastic if we can snatch up the dragon here. Great.
Now, should I should I have like leaned more towards the dragon or stayed middle like I'm doing? Because he stayed. Like I don't know what the best play would have been.
Good question.
Like I was definitely thinking about it, but I also didn't want to just leave lane and tell them, oh, we're on dragon.
Just tell him. We're very
Doesn't
happy
matter.
telling them. No, it doesn't matter. Just tell them that we're on dragon. Because if they know that we're on dragon and they're trying to come and get us, we just fight them and we win because we're first and we're stronger.
Got it. Yeah, makes sense.
So we use the objectives as magnets to lure the enemies in, to bait them in and kill them. So specifically what I would do is hard shove this wave with E. Right here, just nuke it entirely and just start hovering your Lilia.
Yeah, makes sense. And instead, we didn't get it. Or, well, we might end up getting it, but I see what you're saying.
Right,
Could have kept Kane out of there at all, right?
exactly. So the next objective is either going to be the Herald or the Dragon. It would be fantastic, right, to do that Dragon, then take a reset, and then play for the Herald in one similar motion. We would be like speeding up the game pace like drastically.
Yeah, totally.
Both sides are winning. Fantastic. We are winning as well. Let's do some more pushing. A little bit of a reset. Let's hope our Lilia is able to do the dragon. We are once again not
Not there yet.
Oh, what a disaster. Okay, let's try to secure the Herald then. Get mid tower, that's good. We open a bot, which is fine. Morgana, get out of our lane. What are we doing there? What is this guy doing here?
She was holding the wave. But
What
I
the
keep
hell?
in mind this is like low plat, so I don't know.
Gotta ping this guy off here. He's gotta be supporting his Lucian on mid lane. There she goes. Okay, so what we can do right now is
TP, right?
we got the beat, that's
I
right.
could look towards TPing Herald if needed,
Okay.
or continue to push.
Okay, so do we want to do the Herald or not?
I mean, so what I would do, and it's
Yes.
probably wrong, but what I would do is stay here, keep farming lanes, try to keep pressure, and if it looks like there was going to be a fight at Herald, I would TP.
So a bit reactive.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from. So now let's try to make this proactive. How can we be proactive? What do you think?
Shove the wave and just start walking up there.
There we go. That's it. We're ahead, so we can be proactive. League is a
So
proactive game.
totally, yeah. No, I agree. But like, so you're saying since we're ahead, we should be what if we were behind? Would
Oh,
we still be proactive?
we want to be proactively reactive.
Explain that.
So if you're behind, you cannot face the enemies head on,
Right.
right? So if the enemies decide to go for the next dragon coming up in a minute, and you're behind, you cannot reactively play that dragon because they're ahead. And if you go 5-on-5 team fight, you'll lose. So understanding that you cannot fight that, you want to be responding towards a play towards the opposite side of the map proactively.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
you're
Yep. Yep.
basically making a reactive decision based upon what they're doing, but we're being proactive in the way that we approach it since we don't want to face them, we want to avoid them and trade.
Got it. Makes sense.
Very good.
All right. So shove this wave and walk up is what I should do. Makes
Exactly.
sense.
Shove the wave, walk up, start the herald. And if then there's like some rogue enemy thinking like I'm gonna get your bot turret, you can either decide to just give the bot turret because the bot turret is completely inconsequential of you winning the game or not. Or you can always just TP if it's like a fat ass wave and you want to catch it, because then you can
Right.
proactively TP again.
Got it. Okay.
Great.
Should I not have TP'd there?
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
have
felt,
TP'd.
yeah, I felt like in the game I shouldn't have after the fact.
It's whatever though. It's pretty whatever. Like the most important thing is that we need to get this herald because this herald is our ticket to getting a tier 2 turret.
Right.
And if we get
Yeah.
one, the other one will drop eventually.
Yeah, makes sense. It's about the timeout. We didn't even try.
Right. Okay.
See,
Kill
this is
that guy.
again just all reactive, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not fully reactive in a way. Like you're doing some proactive stuff,
Well, I
but
mean, like I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna go top, get a kill, then
mhm,
rotate mid, get a kill. Like I'm just like reacting to what they're doing and
right.
taking advantage of their mistakes, right?
That's correct. That's correct. We're just letting it happen rather than forcing the mistakes.
Yeah, and that's my biggest issue, I think. I mean, outside of me just being an old ass man and with shitty hands, as the kids say. But but uh but like yeah, I don't really have a plan. I just kind of wander around and
hmm
win or lose based on, the mistakes that happen in the game.
Right. Makes sense. Because what I see otherwise is like it's not like you're bad at reading the map. Like you understand the flow of the game. You know how far you can walk up in the side. You know what your teammates are doing. Like it's not like you struggle reading the map. It's rather
Yeah,
you
no.
just don't know which questions to ask yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Now here, I knew in the game, I was like, I shouldn't be this far up, and then immediately I get ganked.
That's good. I love it when we get
But
punished for stuff like this.
I thought I was okay with all the wards that I would have seen him, but I did not.
It was a good play by Kane, honestly. It
Yeah, he went from the back tower all the way around.
was a good play. Let's continue a little bit more. So we do ping Nash. That's good. That's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
figured they're all over the map, so why not?
Well, that's fantastic. We got all the T2s. So what we want to do right now is we want to 4-1 mid bot. Try to siege down this tier 2 turret. And then we want to, after getting this tier 2 turret, we want to get the inhibitor turrets, plus the 2 inhibs, return towards dragon, reset, open up top, get the third inhib, and then we win the game in 5 minutes from this point.
Yeah, see, I don't think that far ahead.
That's okay. We take it step by step. So what I want you to do specifically, right, is we got ourselves a beautiful learning objective. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. And I think this is going to help you massively, dude. This is going to put you in completely in the right direction here. So number one, I want one early game learning objective and I want one mid game early objective. So when it comes to the early game learning objective, what I want you to do is I want you to get a little bit more specific and time your E with last hits. That's for the early game learning objective. And for the mid game learning objective, do you got a pen and do you got a post-it?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Perfect. I want you to place your post-it note on your monitor underneath your minimap. And I want you to put on there, what's the next objective? Or like, what's next? That's shorter and a bit more concise. That's what I want you to put there. So this is basically gonna act as a little bit of a reminder for you to start thinking about how we can use our lull states. So whenever we start looking at the map, we see that post and you're like, what's next? Well, what next? So let's press step. Hey, Dragon's coming up on 120. Let's do Dragon. And then we can start being a little bit more proactive.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good. I'll stick it right next to the ward and ace mentality post-its.
Wow. Fantastic. That is fantastic. We got ourselves some good stuff to work on. Awesome. You got any other questions, Bodhi?
Cool, man. No, that makes sense. Thank you.
Beautiful review. Thanks for coming by.